just had a very interesting thing happen, which I'm going to share. I'm going to get it up on YouTube, whether YouTube likes it or not. I started a new video to talk about deja vu dating and the frequency that hit my camera. We can't talk about that, especially when I want to talk about what goes on in deja vu dating, and I want to share with you, even though I've defined it and I've given you an explanation in a video that you'll find on my channel. I want to share with you a very simple syllabus, because there's going to be language. If you come into the 5-day Deja Vu Dating Challenge, there'll be new words, there'll be new vocabulary. And I just want to thank someone in my family who pointed this out to me, because I'm on the other side of this transformation. And so I don't know what words you don't know. I don't know what concepts you don't have yet that you're going to learn when you drop into my 5-day challenge, or into the webinar, or into the boot camp. So let's go over some of the new words, and let's start with a very basic word. I would encourage you to look it up in an actual paper dictionary if you can find one, or you can look it up in Google, because that's what replaced paper dictionaries. Too bad about that, because there will be words that were printed in paper dictionaries that we'll never hear or see again, because it's not going to be uploaded into Google. So one key word for understanding about the deja vu dating dynamic is the word empath. Are you an empath? Are you someone who has been trained in your primary family to be an empath? Now here's my definition of an empath. And I am one. And I was trained to be one in my primary family. An empath is a person who is super hyper alert and sensitive to other people's feeling, emotional, and energetic states. Super hyper sensitive, which means that when you start broadcasting your feelings, thoughts, or emotions, which we all do all the time, because I'm an empath, I don't have boundaries in place that protect me from feeling all that you're broadcasting. Feelings, emotions, and energy. So you know what? I get to know a whole lot more about anybody than anyone would ever know. I learned this from my mom because I could read her thoughts. Scared her to death. And she told me when I was quite young, 7, 8, 9, 10, do not do this. This is not allowed. And I thought to myself, why isn't it allowed? If we're all going to be truthful, what's the big deal? We're all going to know what we're thinking anyway, or feeling. Oh my goodness, that frightened my mother so. And I then had another question. It's like, how am I supposed to turn this off? This is a natural part of my being. What my mother was asking me to do was not to be myself. Because being myself scared her, distressed her, and made her aware of things that she might be broadcasting that she didn't want other people to know. So we're all able to learn how to generate boundaries, but it's better to learn how to communicate honestly. So being an empath means that in your primary family or community environment, you already have the innate ability to feel people's feelings, to read their thoughts, not because you want to, because everybody's thoughts are out there all the time, but we've become deaf, dumb, and blind to them because we've been abused into believing that that's not okay and that's not polite. But if you're an empath, it's part of who you are. You can't turn it off. So you might as well learn how to use it in a way that makes your life more possible, more enjoyable, safer, and pleasurable. Now here's the other side of the coin of being an empath. The very same people, like my mom, who were scared to death of my abilities, absolutely loved it when I could bring those abilities forward in ways that served her needs, that served the things she wanted to know about, that served the things that were important to her. Didn't matter what was important to me. Was it important to her, and could I help her with my special abilities, my spider senses, to make life easier for her? This is how you're trained as an empath. And what you're trained in is how you overgive to some people and are terrified to share your true, authentic self with other people. This is the number one problem in deja vu dating. So let's put that into the glossary. And here's a video to get you started on that. The word is empath. The next word that I want to share with you is the word or the phrase overgiver. Now, I started using this a long time ago, and I actually own the domain name, but when I put something into the lexicon in terms of self-development, it's very quickly picked up by other people. And they actually try to take ownership of it. So whenever I come up with a new energetic expression that covers a lot of ground, I always get the domain name first. It's a really good idea. I'm not going to explain overgiver to you in this video because let's do one phrase at a time. So that'll be my next video. If you know that you're an empath, or if you're not sure yet, let's talk about overgiving, and then whether or not you're an empath will be clearer to you. And whether or not you're an overgiver will be clear to you. Okay, next video.